Hi, everyone. Thanks for listening to Here for the Health of It podcast. We got a great show for you today. We have KB Frinks, and we've been trying to get to the bottom of what she does for a living and how she funds it and what she's into. So we finally got, and even her name. We still don't know her name,
Kanisha.
but she's gonna dive into all that on today's show. So thanks for listening. All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Here for the Health of It podcast. Great to have you with us. I'm Dr. Randy. This is Dr. Tom. As always, we are Columbia's hottest and fastest growing podcast. And we have a great guest today. We have KB Frinks.
Yes. Hello.
And refuses to tell us what her real first name is.
I want you guys to guess.
We're going to try to get this out of you. Okay.
I'm going to go Catherine.
I'm going to go with Katie.
No. The middle name may be easier than the first.
Brianna.
Middle name is close. Not quite.
Brian?
I was going to say Brittany.
My
Is
middle
it
name is
Brittany?
Brittany.
No
Really?
way.
Yeah. So
All right.
the first name is a
Brittany.
little, it's not as common.
It's hard to say. Is it hard for us to
It's
say?
not hard to say at all.
Oh.
Maybe I'll
Kenya.
tell you guys at the end.
All right.
Okay, we'll do it off air. So the first time I saw you or heard about you was at the Best of Columbia party,
Mhm.
where you were. What was your outfit? Who were you?
I was one of the Spice Girls.
That's what I
was just
thought,
like
yes.
a mixture of all of them.
And then you had three friends. One was Britney Spears,
Mhm.
and then what were the other two?
One was, I think, Cher. And
Cher,
then
yes.
Barbie.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
And then that's where I was like, oh, they like went all out. But then Tom said that he saw you on Instagram or kind of knew who you were.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Where do I start? So I've been in Columbia since 2010. I went to the University of South Carolina. I am currently a marketing director for a tech company. Former educator. I still actually volunteer at my school with the Girl Scouts.
Okay.
Girl Scouts.
And, yeah. Cookie season
You can
is
start
over.
could you start a fire if you needed to with no matches?
The Girl Scouts nowadays are built
They
a
don't do
little
that.
different.
What do Girl
We
Scouts
camp
do now?
indoors. We camp indoors with the bug beds. We have a building. It's nice,
Yeah,
but it's
no
just
bugs.
not. Yeah. Even when I was a Girl Scout, I remember my mom went on a trip with me and we slept in the car because someone put a frog in my sleeping bag. So I was like, I'm not staying.
Traumatized.
Yeah. But yeah, so Girl Scouts still do that.
Would you guys practice for if your Wi-Fi goes out? That would be the equivalent of
think
like a
that-
wildfire back in the
it
day.
should be. I feel like the kids go crazy when like internet is out. Like as a former teacher, and I was going to get to that. Anytime the school's Wi-Fi was out or something was blocked, they would go crazy. So
Yeah.
Or no phone. What do
No
you do in
phone.
what do you do in an emergency? Like you don't have your phone for 20 minutes?
Yeah.
well,
You-
yeah, I don't
Wi-Fi
know.
badge.
That's good. That's a good skill. Maybe
Question.
next meeting I'll be like, so what do we do? If we don't
Like
have
our
internet?"
printer's down right now, and I'd love a Girl Scout to come in and be like, yeah, I got my
Yeah,
printer
here's what we
badge,
do.
and I can fix that.
Yeah, no, that's a good one.
What's the longest you've been away from your phone?
Actually like a day.
One day?
Yeah, someone stole my cell phone at the mall one time.
Oh,
and
no.
I had to wait for Sprint to overnight me another one.
Wow.
So that must have
Yeah.
been like 15 years ago if you were at the mall.
No, but I mean,
And you're using
honestly-
Sprint?
Well, they have
Gotta
merged to
unpack that
T-Mobile
story a little
now.
more.
All right.
But I actually did have my iPad, so I can't even really say, and my iPad has like cellular data.
Yeah.
So I guess never.
Like 2 hours one time, 3 hours.
Well, when I wake up in the morning, I don't touch my phone. So I guess.
But you wake up at 4:20 a.m.
I wake
Yeah.
up
What's
at
your routine? Let's get into that.
the routine. I don't always wake up at 4:30. Sometimes I wake up. It depends on what I'm doing in the morning. So because I work completely remote, I can kind of gauge my day. I usually start off with the workout, but before I get to the workout, I like to have like a Zen morning.
Nice.
I don't like to just wake up and get dressed. Like I
Right.
like to put on a cozy robe and drink some hot lemon water.
Release the
little-
butterflies into the air.
Yeah, get a
Yeah.
little gratitude
I'm into
journaling
butterflies.
going.
Oh yeah.
I don't know about butterflies.
You need it. You need some.
Is that a thing? Is that a new trend that I
It's
don't know
gonna
about?
be. It's gonna be.
Yeah, and then I do some sort of, I like to do like a coffee walk. So the building that I live in, we have an espresso machine downstairs. So I'm like that girl walking downstairs with her robe on and some slippers.
I was
getting
gonna say,
coffee.
yeah, you look like a robe person.
Yeah, I have a lot of them.
You have a bunch of robes.
Probably have one in my cart right now, and I was like, I don't need to buy this.
That's
Sorry.
amazing.
Yeah.
I want to be a robe guy, but
You
I can't.
should.
Like, what do you? All right, walk it. How do you get to that level?
I mean, you just.
There's just.
I just
feel
like
like
to
there's
live my
steps.
life in like a spa experience. So you've ever gone to the spa? You have to put the
Yep.
robe on and just
Yep,
chill. Like that's how my mornings. I like to.
I
Reflect.
like that.
Yeah.
So you wake up, don't put anything else on, just go robe, like from your
Yeah,
pajamas.
well,
That's what I've always
pajamas.
wondered.
I don't
What's
know.
under the
Yeah,
robe?
no.
Yeah, no, pajamas
Okay.
always. I love a good pajama set, but then I always put the robe on top of the
Gotcha.
pajamas. So I'm not
Okay.
just.
You're not just out there.
Yeah, I'm not out there.
Okay.
Today's episode is brought to you by our sponsor, Columbia Family Chiropractic, with 3 easy-to-get-to locations, one in Forest Acres, which is by Trader Joe's, one in O'Neill Court by the DMV, and one in the Northeast by Sand Hills. You'll be sure to have somewhere near you. They offer a ton of services from corrective care, on-site digital x-rays, spinal decompression for bulging or herniated discs, dry needling for injuries, pediatric care, and a Class 4 laser. They accept all your major insurances. And if you mention this ad, you'll get a discount on your first appointment. Check out their website at cfc4health.com or Google Columbia Family Chiropractic. That's cfc4 health.com. And then you go to Studio Fire quite a bit, it seems like.
Yeah, I was gonna say I usually like to take their 5:30 or 6:45 a.m. class. So I usually like to give myself like an hour before, like whatever class I have. I like to have an hour before class to kind of get myself there. It doesn't always happen, but
Do you have a favorite teacher, or do you want to go there?
I love honestly, I love Hannah and I love Lizzie because
Really?
their energy. Like I could be
Intense.
having a bad day, and it's just like, you know, they're casually my favorite people at
That's
Studio
good.
Fire in general. But
We've been to one with Anna Van Duzer.
yeah, I've only taken her chill pill class, and it is really nice. But I feel like I do that myself. Like I don't need that.
You're
I
already
like
chill.
to come for the intensity and the weights.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right, and then you have a tech job.
I do.
Tell us about that, because we didn't. Before this, we were like, "What is
Nobody-
her day job?"
kinda
We have
keep it
no
hidden.
clue. We don't know her
We want the
name
people
or
of
her
Columbia to
job.
know. Yeah.
That is really funny because I had a few years ago. I was actually teaching. I guess from my profile, you don't really know like what exactly I do because that's not really what I highlight. But one of my homeboys called me. He was like, "Yeah, this girl was like, yeah, I started following your friend KB on Instagram." He was like, or she was like, does she like is somebody like funding her lifestyle? Like, what does she do? And he was like, she actually has like 4 jobs. I don't know
Yeah.
what she does, but she works really hard. And
Yeah.
I was like, that's so funny that no one knows that. And she was like, I had no idea. But I am a marketing director for an edtech company based out of Chicago called Come to Your Spark. So it's a nonprofit organization, and we pretty much get kids interested in technology. So if you
That's
think
cool.
about like a software engineer, like what would they be doing in middle school? We have like coding classes, and like you can like build a business website, but it's like all
Really?
kid friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
That's cool.
basically I do marketing for them, but I also our program is completely free, so we don't essentially have a sales team. So I kind of also, if we implement, like say Richland One gets our program, I would do training with the teachers and kind of figure out how to mend
Yeah.
that into their schedule, which is great because I love a good routine. So,
And
like,
and so, who are you going after? Are you going after the quote unquote going after the middle schoolers?
middle school, it could be any
Like,
grade.
are you marketing directly to them
No,
on
to,
like
like,
little
the-
YouTube videos?
Send them
No, it'll
snaps.
be like the CTE career directors or what have you. But we're actually not in South Carolina yet.
Really?
Yeah.
So what
So-
brought you here? So you went to school here,
Yeah.
and then you just liked it here.
I didn't love it at first, honestly. So I moved here. I'm from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. So I moved here in 2010 to go to the university. I did undergrad, grad school, master's plus 30. And then I think at that point I was 26. So I then started teaching for 5 years. And then I've been out the classroom for 2 years.
Nice.
So in that time, I've just I kind of learned to love Columbia.
Yeah.
And because I always known that it was going to be like a growing city, like an up and coming city, like not quite Charlotte or Atlanta, which I was going to actually move to Atlanta last year, but I was like,
Stayed away from
let's
it.
just stay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
the traffic, the chaos. I don't see the
I
appeal
don't
of
mind
Atlanta.
it.
Really?
I think for me, because I have family that lives there, like I have a routine when I go to Atlanta. I go there like once a month because my best friend lives there and she has 3 kids. It's like the complete opposite lifestyle of
Yeah.
me. So I like to go there and get in the midst of all the chaos. But
You're
my
just in your
company-
robe doing your workouts, and she's got 3 kids.
yeah, I'll like wake up like they wake up at 5. I'll wake up and it's like, maybe 6:30 ish because we probably hung out the night before. And she's like up. She's like, yeah, I've been up for 2 hours, and I'm like, how?
Yeah.
you know,
Dude, moms have
it's like-
superpowers.
yeah, they do. I commend them. But yeah, are you guys from Colombia?
No,
Where are you
he's from
guys?
Canada.
Oh wow.
I've only been
I'm
here
from
for 5 years,
Pennsylvania.
Oh wow.
but I love Colombia.
I do too.
I was always not really sure what I would think about it, but then the weather, the cost of living, the access to all the different cities and places, it's been great.
Yeah, I like it. Our airport is nice compared to Atlanta.
And what I found when I lived in
Yeah.
Canada is whenever I had a long weekend or a vacation, I always wanted to get out and go somewhere. So I was traveling constantly,
Yeah.
which was cool. And I thought of myself as a traveler. But now that I've moved here, my desire to go travel places isn't very strong. And I realized I just didn't love where I was.
Well, we're glad you're here.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I moved here from Pennsylvania in 2010 because I
Okay.
heard you were going to school here in 2010. So
Yeah.
I thought this would be a good location.
Trying to
eventually.
enroll in your class, but
I was like, if I put together a 14-year plan to meet her on a podcast, this will
Yeah.
all work out.
It's a full circle moment.
Now, in Colombia, are you in the dating world? And what does that
Ooh.
look like? You,
Honestly, I am not. It's really hard
Really?
to date people here.
right? Well, that's what we hear. It's because we have
Like,
staff, similar
It's
age.
terrible. Like either I know them and I'm like absolutely not,
Mhm.
or they are not available. So
Right. Right.
yeah, I've actually I've dated a few guys around like from apps though, but I always
Yeah,
put my
nice.
location to Atlanta when I was on the app.
Really?
So I
Really?
would go on dates there.
Yeah. What's the technique? Like you like to date, you put your locations in Atlanta and date in it when you're in Atlanta and then come back home
Yeah.
just in
Well,
case.
I explained to them, I'm like, yeah, well, I am in Atlanta a lot. I worked with a few brands in Atlanta at one point. So I was
Yeah.
literally there like every other week. So it just made sense. And it was, I'm not going to go anywhere I go here. I'm going to run into somebody
Right.
I know. Like I went on a date last summer with this guy and we went on a few dates and everywhere we went, like I ran into someone and I'm like, I can't even keep this like to myself
Right.
without
Right.
running into someone. So yeah, no dating as of now.
What do
I'm
you
not pursuing.
what
the
do you put
dating.
on your bio? What are you looking for?
Tall and handsome.
Yeah. How tall? You're tall.
Yeah, I'm
How tall are
5'8",
you?
and I always
5'8".
wear nice heels. So
Yeah.
you have to.
Got to
um,
be tall.
Yeah, I hate when guys are like, "Yeah, I don't like girls that wear heels," and I'm like, "Well,
Good luck.
I'm already tall without them." So
I don't know what guys say that. That doesn't make sense to me.
I've gone on a date with a guy, and he was like, "Are you gonna wear heels?" And I was like, "Yeah, why not?"
Yeah. There's a certain height guy that they just don't like it. And they're making these new shoes for guys. Like Randy needs a set that you put in like 2 or 3 inches in the bottom.
Yep, I'll take a few of
What
those.
happens
Like-
like if you're at the pool, like on the beach or something?
Right. Then you
what?
find out. Yeah.
The
How
same
tall are you?
5'9".
Okay.
So I would be fine. I would probably be fine if you weren't. But if you're wearing 4-inch heels,
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Be
I
funny.
mean, I don't ever care, but it's always
Yeah.
the guys that care.
I don't. Yeah, it doesn't really bother me
Yeah.
either.
Well, kind
I
of
don't-
shows you off. Like it's nice.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just like shows you off.
Yeah,
Like a
I
trophy.
think so.
Yeah.
All right. Um,
Anything else in your dating life that you
Yeah,
want to
you
add?
want-
You
I
wanna
don't want
keep
to skip
diving
past,
into
I don't
that?
want to skip past that if there's
no,
more to.
there's nothing else
get
to
into.
it. I mean, I wish I had more to share. I did tell my friends that there would be a bounty out for if they found
Find
someone.
somebody.
There would be a
Like a reward. How much? What are we talking
Yeah,
about? Because
'cause
we might
It's
get
just
on
that-
this.
Yeah, we're thinking
we'll
about
start at 5K.
nice.
Whoa,
Where
that's a
does that-
good reward.
I told my mom that, and she was like, that's not a bad idea. I'm an only
It's
child,
really
so my
not.
mom is like, I'm gonna retire when you have grandkids, and I'm like,
Right.
that doesn't work for me right now.
Right.
So yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. Like I think nowadays it's this weird world where most people want to still kind of naturally meet somebody, but then there's still the tech side of it. But I think the tech side of it is where it like almost has to happen.
Yeah, I mean, in my mind, I think I'm just gonna be at Trader Joe's and someone's gonna
Right.
see me picking flowers and
Say,
just, you
and
know.
say, what's your name? And you're like, you're gonna have to guess.
A lot of that's usually like the beginning of a lot of conversations. They're like, "So, what does KB stand for?" And I'm
Right.
like, "We'll find out later." If you don't already know,
that's
like,
your thing, huh?
you guys, I don't know how. I mean, my Facebook page does have my real name.
Oh, it does?
on there. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
Because my Instagram, I really like, back in, I don't know when Instagram got popular, but I just made a name. I was like, KB Frinks. And my mom's Instagram is K Frinks. It was nothing behind it.
right.
I just kind of eventually turned it into
a
a
thing.
brand and a website.
And then you just quit telling people your name eventually.
Yeah.
So you're into fashion. This is a
I
big
am.
thing for Randy. Men's fashion in particular.
I love
but
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
It-
love a good fashion moment. So.
yeah. So a couple things I guess we should start with. Brands for men that you love. Like if you
Mm.
saw a guy maybe wearing that brand, like what would you like? You'd be like, okay, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And then specifically for Randy, if you were to style him, what features would you try to highlight? And do you do it?
That's
like,
good. I thought you were going to say hide, but highlight is better.
Well, I actually don't style. I mean,
you don't?
I do like very off, just for fun. Like
Here and there.
my friends will be like, oh, like I have this event coming up. Like, what do you
Yes.
think about this? One of my best friends lives in Houston and he'll like call me. It's so funny because he'll call me and be like FaceTiming and like, he's like, what do you think about this? And I'm like, I literally have a meeting. Like, he's like, well, you work remote. Like, it's fine. I'm like, I'm on a call right now. And he's like, well, your camera's off. And like, he's like going through his style. But I think a good, like solid, I don't like a lot of busyness when it comes down to guys. I think just like a clean cut, button down, a nice sneaker. Maybe I feel like Express is always safe.
Really?
If you want to just like
Yeah.
keep it like not
Pretty
too not
clean.
too much, not too
Yeah.
little. Play around with a nice tie, bow tie, depending on your
You're
event.
going full
Whoa.
tie.
Yeah, if you want to
Say it's a Friday night. Say it's a Friday night.
Okay,
and
I was
you're
gonna
just,
say
like,
also I
going
feel
to
like I
dinner.
need more context.
Yeah,
to
yeah. Say you're going to dinner
Okay.
with he's just going out maybe with his wife, but a couple others. So it's not really a date. It's kind of like a gathering,
Yeah.
a gag.
Bourbon, cantina,
Okay.
then
I
probably like
say-
Theo Vaughn.
I say a fun
Later
sneaker.
that night.
A fun sneaker. I love the Jordan ones. Those are my favorite sneakers.
Jordan
ever.
ones?
And I actually don't own a pair.
Okay.
I just
Alright.
really like to see them on.
Yeah,
They're like
yeah.
basketball shoes, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think they look really well. Like if you do like a nice fun sneaker with like a plain pair of pants and just like a plain top, just white, very like solid colors.
Mhm.
Okay.
Maybe a
nice.
cool hat.
That's
Nike
what
hat,
I
New
like.
York.
I like
Yeah.
that because it's hard to match colors
Yeah.
and stripes and anything else for me.
I think the baseline of a good wardrobe is to have like, 5 different colors and just stick with that. Like I'm
Yeah.
a white t-shirt girl, as you can see.
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I love a good white tee. Like
Yeah.
I have like a whole section of my closet with just white.
And denim. So you're wearing denim, and then you're
Yes.
wearing dark blue.
Mhm.
What is it? Dark blue skirt.
Yeah, it's a silk
Oh, silk.
dress.
Yeah, guys can't really get away with silk.
A silk top. A silk
You think I
button-up.
could wear a silk
Oh, I
top?
would
and
love
it wouldn't-
to see
if
you
I
in
was
a
wearing
silk.
silk right now, you wouldn't be weirded out.
No, I would
You
love
would
it.
so be weirded out.
You're getting a silk top.
I'd show
for
up here in
sure.
a silk shirt and a bow
Yeah.
tie. She'd be sitting way
Maybe
over
not
there.
a bow tie, but like a silk button up with like some jeans.
Yeah. How many buttons should he unbutton at the top?
I don't know.
Like 3 or 4? He likes to go low.
I think like 3 is good.
3 is
Like-
chest hair in these days for guys?
Yeah. Should we?
I never know
style
if
it?
I should shave my chest or like
No,
let it come
don't
up
do
top
that.
a little
I
bit.
mean,
Yeah.
I feel like
You buzz it down.
if you don't have chest hair, it's like, are you an adult? Like,
Love
it's
that.
weird, you know?
Mark
I just
loves-
think it's
love
just
that.
normal. Don't shave it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's
But but trim it? You think? Because some of
Maybe
it can get wild.
depends. Yeah. I have dated a guy before that was like super hairy, and I was like, this is a little crazy.
Did it curl like it was curly? Yeah, like they call it
Oh, yeah.
taco meat when it
Yeah,
curls.
so if
I
it
could- I would
curls,
curl.
you should just not. If it's just there, it's cool. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice. How did you learn about fashion? Like just in general? Like
I have always been into fashion. Like I was that little girl that would sneak heels to school and like wear them.
just walking around school. Where you
Yeah.
going? Math class?
Yeah. I've always been into fashion. I just remember like growing up, I would just enjoy putting outfits together. I remember one time I think I was in third grade, and I like had this brilliant idea of like wanting to be a fashion designer. And
Yeah.
so my grandma brought me all this fabric, and
Mhm.
I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing with this. Like, I think I like
Right.
to wear the clothes, not make it.
Right.
But I went breast dressed in high school. And I will say, like, again, just have always been into fashion. But I think in college, obviously, I'm making my own money. Like,
Right.
have more autonomy over my style. But I remember I started with Pinterest. Like I was really into Pinterest, and I had a lot of followers, and I was like not even intentional. Like I would just repost
You were just
outfits.
posting outfits. Yeah.
Yeah. I would just post them, and then I remember one of my friends was like, "You should like start a blog," and that's when it all started. So
No
every
kidding.
Sunday, I would like round up my outfits for the week that I was gonna wear to school as a teacher, and I would just post them. Outfit of the
Oh,
day. That's how
nice.
it all started. And
Were
then
you-
when I wouldn't post one, people would be like, "Where's the outfit of the day?"
Right.
And I'm like,
Did you ever double up on outfits?
Um,
See, like that's what's hard when you get into that.
sometimes I feel like you can wear
Like
things
reuse
different
a
ways.
piece.
Yeah, I definitely think you can. I think it's a lot easier to do now, especially with like newly like the clothes rental services. I do utilize them like
Oh
a
yeah.
mix and match stuff. They have it for guys too. I
I've
think it's
seen.
called Stitch Fits or something.
Yeah.
There's another one.
It's
I
like
can't
Rent the
think-
Runway for guys.
Yes, essentially.
Is Rent the Runway the best one still?
I like the Rent the Runway and Newly. Newly has more trendier styles, but I think Rent the Runway kind of caught on to that. So sometimes I use them both at the same time. Like if there's a lot of events going on,
Yeah.
I'll like
Double
do
up.
both because
Yeah.
you can like pause it at any time. So
You're at events constantly.
yes, so it gets. I mean, it gets expensive like trying to buy a gown.
Right.
Thankfully, I have created like relationships with like different brands or like local brands. So I'll like reach out to them like, hey, I have this event, and they'll like let me borrow a dress in exchange for
nice.
like content.
Oh, do you
Photos
want to
and
give them a
posting.
shout out?
Bella Bridesmaids
Bella
Sweet.
Bridesmaids.
on Divine, yeah,
Really?
they're great. The
Do you ever
girls
have to
are-
wear a bride's like a actual bride's
There's a
dress?
wedding dress?
I
Wedding dress?
have. So I actually last Monday I did a styled shoot with Alexander Madison Weddings, and this was my fourth one. My mom was like, "How many wedding photo shoots are you gonna do?"
Right. Do you ever think that maybe that's not great? Like bad luck?
I actually, to go back to the dating, seeing
Yes,
this guy.
we
So
gotta
a
go
lot of
back.
the photos are tagged with me in them. So he was like, "Do you have something you need to tell me?" And I was like, "No." He like thought I
Oh,
was
he-
married because I was in the tag photo.
Really?
That's a good point.
Yeah, and I was like, "No, it's just I do modeling, like, and this is just a part of the shoot." So
Has anybody well, two questions. Did you used to dress up Barbies when you were a kid?
I
Like,
love
love that?
Barbies. My mom still has all my Barbies.
Really?
Barbies, actually, yeah,
Those might be worth something now.
yeah.
So-
She keeps everything.
And
think it's
like,
an
were
only
you
child
into
thing.
all the different outfits then? Like getting all the
Oh yeah, my
accessories and-
Barbies had to have a different outfit multiple times per day.
And then this, I don't know how these two questions went together, but has anybody liked one of your really old photos, like way back in the archives, and you were like, what are they doing at 2 a.m. and liking my
Yes.
bikini shot?
Mhm. I have had that happen before, and I'm like, are these girls just like lurking? Or-
Right. Just a lot of creeping through your stuff.
Mhm.
I mean, you do a nice job with your Instagram.
Thank you.
I was creeping before you came in just to kind of see what kind of stuff you're into.
Yeah.
Do you
Trying to figure out what you do and what your name is.
And who's
Actually, we
funding
spent
it
a
all.
lot of time.
All the questions.
So do you have like any sort of formula that you follow with that, like with your own Instagram? And like, do you design it to kind of create like KB is your personal brand?
hmm
Is that so, I guess, so you can do independent marketing as well?
Yeah, essentially. So I just try to stick to a few pillars, but sometimes I just don't care because I'm
Yeah.
like a social media. Like
Yeah,
some
yeah.
people take it way too serious. I focus around fashion, fitness, lifestyle. I'm actually, speaking of Studio Fire, I'm getting my yoga teacher training, so we'll add that to my bucket.
You're going to be a teacher.
I don't know if I want to teach. I'm really just doing it for the experience of just learning
Really?
that stuff because I think it's so cool and it's
Sweet.
effective. So yeah, I try to focus around those pillars, but also if I just want to post a picture, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
But it also depends on like certain brands that I work with. Like if I know I have a post that I need to, if I have a deadline, like I won't I'll intentionally not post like stuff that I
Right.
want to because I want the feed to kind of look aesthetic. But sometimes I don't care.
Gotcha. Very nice.
That's
It
good.
depends on my mood.
Yeah.
So in Colombia, then what are some of the things that you love or that you don't love?
Let's think. I love a good Soda City Saturday.
Yeah.
Farmers
Nice little
market.
stroll.
Yeah. I like to ride my bike there.
You're a
I'm out of
bike rider?
breath. I have a
I don't know why
cruiser.
that was funny.
I have a cruiser, so it's not like
Do you go full helmet in the whole nine? Like a little
No,
rear
I
view
don't.
off the.
I probably need to because this lady like ran the stop sign the other day and I
Yeah,
had to
100%.
to
You need a
jump off
helmet
my
if you're on a
bike.
bike.
I don't have one.
100%.
I know, but it just doesn't look. I don't know. Okay, maybe I do need a helmet.
My kids, I make them wear a helmet all the time, even on their little scooters.
But what do you do
I
with
wouldn't
it
wear a
when you
helmet.
walk
I don't
around the
think-
market?
Don't wear a helmet.
No, you just tie.
Unless you're like
you
a-
lock it up with your bike. Do you lock up your bike?
Sometimes
You
If I
don't
if
lock
I
your bike up in
remember-
Colombia?
Is that
He's
Soda
too
City?
safe.
I'll put it in front of like where like the remote area that I'll be in.
So you can kind of see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
Nobody usually.
I-
Well, what are you going to do if someone just hops on it? You're going to chase them in your
I would
5-inch
be
heels
very-
down the road?
I would be very sad, but also I'm not going to chase after.
You buy
them.
out. You
I just
buy a
I
new
really
one.
want a new bike, so that would just
That's
be
fair.
Yeah.
my reason.
I don't think you go helmet either. I think it's just
I-
not your look.
It's hard. Yeah.
What would you look like in a helmet?
I
What
don't-
would you look like in a wheelchair?
A neck brace. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I'm
If
ready to
you're
get
just-
helmet. I'm really safe. Like I don't like have my phone out or anything.
If you're competitively riding, you're going what? 3 to
Yeah,
4 miles an
very
hour, like
casual.
cruising.
It's not you that I'm worried about. It's the
Yeah.
other
The
people.
lady that ran that stop
Yeah.
sign. Yeah, I had to jump. I jumped off of my bike. This actually happened on Saturday. After I had to go get air, like I pulled my bike out of my storage closet, and the tires were flat, so I had to go to the bike shop and get air.
Yeah.
I'm riding from the bike shop, and I'm like, this is traumatic, but it's fine.
What I hit a lady one time with my car on a bicycle.
Oh God.
So, I
And-
mean,
What happened?
So I was turning right and it was onto a
Okay.
busy road, so vehicles were coming fast.
Yeah.
But she rode. So if you're a bike rider, you should either be on the sidewalk or you should be on the road like a normal vehicle. You can't be sometimes
always-
a
if there's not a
pedestrian,
sidewalk,
sometimes you don't go on the sidewalk.
I only do. The
Oh, you
sidewalk.
only do that. Well, what do you do if there's no sidewalk?
I just won't ride it.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, this lady was not on the sidewalk. She was on the inside of the road, and I was turning right, and I looked to my right. There was nobody there. I
She
looked
was
to my
coming out of
left to
nowhere.
wait for the vehicle, but she came instead of waiting behind me like I thought she would. She rode in between me and the curb when I was turning right,
Oh.
and then I started to go, and the end of her bicycle smashed right under the hood of my car, and I was like. So I get out. I'm like, are you okay? What's happening? And she's like, I'm fine. It was my fault. Like she was so embarrassed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, do you want me to drive you somewhere? What are we doing? And meanwhile, I had this massive mark in my hood. And she's like, no, I'm fine. I'm just so embarrassed that I did. I'm like, okay. So then she started getting on her bike to ride and it was all bent and she was like, and it was twisted and she just kept falling over. So I ended up putting her twisted bicycle in my trunk of my
That's
car
nice of
and
you.
then drove her back to wherever she was.
That was nice.
how old was this lady?
50s.
Wow.
I was probably 19, so
Oh
she
my
might have been
God.
30, and it seemed like I don't know.
Yeah.
That's
You know how it
great.
is at that age.
This is
Yeah.
in Canada.
This is in Canada.
How often are people biking in Canada? One
They
month out of the year?
No, it's kind of like Denver and Minneapolis.
I was
Really?
gonna say, I feel like it's
they bike
popular to bike.
all the time. Yeah,
Really?
and
Yeah.
and all the new rules. There has to be bike lanes, but I think
That's
that
what
was
we need.
pre-bike lanes. Was that?
Yeah, we need more of those in Colombia.
But you also don't like if someone's riding their bike on the sidewalk and you're walking with your 2 kids and your dog. You're kind of like, just get on the road.
Yeah, I go around people. Like I'll go around people that are walking if I won't like.
From behind. The problem is
yell?
you
Do you
sneak
yell?
up
I'll
from
be like, to
behind
your
so
right.
fast.
I'll be like to your right, to your left.
Ring your
Yeah.
little
like,
bell
the
a
bike
few
end.
times.
I don't have a bell. I need to get one.
Bell
But I'll
would-
just be like to your right.
Yeah.
Put the bell on your helmet. You can just get like a little thing.
Is there anybody else you're cycling with?
No, I don't. A lot of my friends don't really. Maybe
Cycle?
they have bikes. I just have never asked. But I live right
Yeah, there you
across.
go.
I'm like near the Riverwalk, so
Yeah.
it's just easy for me to just go. I feel like the more people that are involved with certain things,
It's too
the
much.
more complicated it gets. So.
She's very peaceful. Are you
I
getting
know.
that
Too
vibe?
relaxed.
Yeah.
Getting her wound up a little bit.
When I used
No,
to
it's-
teach, my kids would be like, "You're mad. What you're saying to us is like not. You're not happy, but like you're smiling." And I'm like, "Well, I'm not. I'm actually really mad." They're like, "But you're not." And I'm like, "But I am."
But
But yeah, my
It's
class
kind of a
was
nice
like the
vibe.
calm zen.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, I taught in a pretty rough neighborhood. And like a lot of the kids probably didn't like a lot of the teachers were there and they were, kind of mean because
Right.
the kids had behavioral problems. But
Mhm.
I think you catch more flies with honey
that's
than with
good.
salt. So
Yeah.
And the kids probably get screamed at home, screamed
yeah,
at by
and
their
that's the
teachers.
thing.
It's
Is
just
like
constant.
I'm not gonna yell at you even more.
Right.
Like, what is that gonna do?
Right.
So,
Did you
what-
give them candy?
Yeah, what was the move?
what did I give them? I don't. What was the? I would give them like because I'm super into like, the health and wellness. I
Yeah.
would give them like organic gummy bears. They'd be like, "What are these?"
Yeah.
And I'm
Here's a
like, "They're
pencil.
good for you.
Yeah.
Have
Nice.
this green vitamin."
I love that.
So we would call them.
So you-
We're into that.
So you would sneak them vitamins. Were they
No,
real
weren't.
vitamins?
No,
Here's a vitamin D that I
told them that
pretend.
the gummy bears were. I was like, they're like vitamins, but
Yeah.
healthy.
Yeah,
But
that's cool.
yeah.
What's your hair and skin regimen?
I go to a girl. It's called Lavish Hair Salon off of Lady Street.
How often?
Like every other month.
Oh,
I
really?
do. Yeah, I do my own hair. I like do a wash. Do like the
Good to hear.
the everything shower once a
Mhm.
week. You
Yep.
get the oil and then put it in a bun. Go do a workout. Skincare. I'm really into like anything with vitamin C. I feel like it's
Really?
brightening. I don't
Just-
wear makeup, so I'm like super.
No
like,
kidding.
I wear lashes and that's it.
Sweet.
Lashes and my brows are permanent. So
Good brows too.
thank you.
Because you took a risk when you go permanent.
Yeah.
There's no
turned
going
out,
back.
Yeah, they turned out good.
Thank you. I was a little afraid. The
Right.
thing about lashes or brows, you have to go through like an ugly period. I did it in 2020, so nobody saw me.
Gotcha.
But I would be on Zoom. My principal was like, "Are you okay? Like, what is
Right.
going on with
wear
your
a lot
brows?"
of big glasses.
Yeah, but
What
Oh
were,
yeah, that's a good move.
what were
Wear
the brows
glasses.
before? Like what was
they
What
were
made you-
non-existent.
really? That's like my mom.
My hair, because like my hair is like black brown, but my hair on my face is just like not.
It was
Can't
light.
really tell.
Really?
Yeah,
So you had to darken them up.
yeah.
So it's literally like a tattoo. Is that what?
It's
the
called
permanent-
micro shading. So
yeah.
it's like strokes of I don't know what the
Whatever
product
it is,
is,
some sort
but
of ink.
I've had them since 2020. So
Any issues with them? Like
No.
say you're sweating and
no, they're great.
they hold up nice.
It works great for a studio fire workout. People
Nice.
be like, "Did
Perfect.
you work out?" I'm like, "Yeah."
What about
This is
nails?
just my face.
Do you have a nail routine?
I go to Gervais Nails. My girl Tao, I love her.
Nice.
She is amazing. She actually reached out to me. She slid in my DMs
And
because she
wanted to
saw
work?
that. No, I was at the nail salon and I would just go to like whoever was available. And I guess she could kind of see on my face that I wasn't happy, but I also am that person. I'm not going to complain.
Mm-hmm.
So she was like, "Hey, like next time, just text me. I can like get you an appointment." So I've been riding with her ever
No
since.
kidding.
That's an
Yeah,
aggressive
she's like,
move.
these are my real nails. She's like taking them, like they were bad.
She took them to the top.
Yeah, she really, it was a major life.
Yeah, that's a big move. That would be like me
Sliding.
sliding someone's DM,
Your
being like, "I
posture.
can tell your posture's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come fix it."
Maybe we should start sliding. Then maybe that's a part of our new campaign here.
I like
we just
that
throw out
idea.
1,000 DMs
Yeah,
about
your gait is terrible.
Oh God, I noticed you were walking funny.
Why is your head so far forward?
Yeah, that's nice.
That works.
How's my posture?
Pretty good.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
But
Good
I'll
posture.
tell you what, wearing high heels all the time, it's gonna be rough
Not
on that
good?
lower back.
Oh no.
How is your lower back?
I guess it's okay.
Do you have like an overarched lower back where your like butt sticks out a lot?
I don't think so. I think I walk pretty,
All right, good.
like,
Yeah, I think if
Yeah.
people are strong enough, then but like people that will wear heels that have like a weaker core, it gets really bad in the lower back because of just how that setup is.
I never thought about that.
Yeah.
people get in like accidents and issues all the time, and then just never deal with it, and they go their whole life with
Yeah.
Yeah.
these nagging problems and issues that they
Mm.
could easily fix.
Okay, well, I'll reach back out. I'm
Think
only,
about
I'm
it.
31, so I feel like
Oh,
Maybe-
she put the age
maybe
out.
in the
I
next-
wasn't
We're
expecting
maybe in the
expecting
next
a
age.
few,
dating
maybe in the
profile.
next few days.
And I don't know if your math worked. Didn't you say you were 26? Are you actually 31, or do
No,
you
I am.
do you
No.
go like a couple years
No,
back,
I when I started teaching, I was 26.
and then you did that for 5 years?
No, is my math wrong? When did I graduate? I feel like after 30, it
Yeah.
doesn't
It
matter.
just all kind of
It doesn't matter.
We're getting good data for a profile that
this
we're
is
creating.
great. We're gonna
Yeah,
make
you
if all of a
guys
sudden
may
you get a
win
lot
the
of
prize.
messages.
Right.
You
Yep.
guys
We're gonna
may win
work
the
on
bounty.
it. We're good.
Okay.
So I want to ask you some political questions.
Oh boy.
Okay.
See,
We're
I
gonna
haven't
hit
seen any
politics,
political stuff.
religion,
Yep,
all
and
the
dating
things.
profiles.
Yeah.
Well, I'm curious what you think, like how you think the state of our country is, or things that you would like to see pushed.
Let's go.
I think
Like
that
in general, like and you could either say like as a teacher, here's the things that I think we should be focusing on more, or even on like a micro level, here's the things that Columbia's not doing well or is doing well.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, for me as a former teacher, like I know I love the classroom, so I can't really say we need more teachers.
And
So
I feel like teachers are leaving in
They are.
droves.
Yeah.
They
Homeschool's
are.
big now.
I would love that to be improved, but it's going to take a lot of work. But also, I am really into, letting the man upstairs handle things. So that's my stance on a lot. I'm like, God is going to handle this
Yep.
at some point.
good.
Maybe not.
It's a healthy way to look at it.
Yeah, because it's like when you get so wrapped up, like I don't watch the news. I just feel like it scares me. Like my mom would be like, "Did you hear about this?" I'm like, "No, like that was 5
Right.
miles away
Right.
from my house." Like,
So smart.
Right.
yeah,
I don't. The weird thing is that older population still watches the news.
Yeah,
and I
get
just
so
can't
annoyed.
understand why they
Yeah.
won't quit it.
I'm like, if I need to know, somebody will let me know.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think locally, I would love an improvement. I think Columbia is doing a great job of just like, making it more, I feel like when I went to USC, it was all like college, catered to college kids.
Mhm.
And now I feel like anyone could move here and love it. Like you have different, neighborhoods that are great.
Right.
We have a ton of events going on. I think Cola today, like anybody that's new to Columbia, I'm like, that's your source.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
they literally have
Yeah.
everything for everyone. So,
And they're doing.
Yeah.
I feel like Columbia's doing a better job of getting some better restaurants too. Because when
Oh,
I first
yeah.
moved here, I was like,
Yes.
everybody here is so sick, they can barely function, and everybody has diabetes, and everybody has high
Yeah.
blood pressure. And then you drive around, I'm like, there's just all these like nasty food chains. Like there's Taco Bells everywhere and McDonald's everywhere, and
mhm.
there's nowhere to go get real food that doesn't have chemicals all over it.
Yeah, Rosewood Market.
Rosewood's good. Yeah, but it's
Oh.
like it's a small. If you live in the Northeast, there's
Yeah,
one
you
shop
guys are kind of far
30
out
minutes
here.
away.
We're out. Yep.
If I have to get on the interstate, I'm like,
Why did I sign up for this?
I'm just kidding.
I can't
Yeah.
ride. Did you ride your bike here?
Nobody does come out here though. It's kind of interesting. Like,
It is like its own
it's-
little.
when's the last time you were at, like, say, Sand Hills, the village of Sand Hills,
Oh my
or
god!
have you ever been?
I've been before. I love the home goods there, but now we have one
Yeah.
off of Forest Drive, so I don't have to go too far.
Nobody comes up
Honestly,
here.
It's been a really long time. When I go home, because I have to take this way to go home. Sometimes I'll like stop into this Target. I think that's the last time
Target up here. Yeah.
I came over here because there was something I wanted and it wasn't available on the app.
Yep.
Instead, it was available here, so I came over.
We have
Pretty
much,
sure it was
we
a
have golf.
dress.
Was it? Of course.
I was like,
Yeah.
I need this dress. So I'm gonna
But
drive
there's
there.
no boutiques up here. There's no Pilates studios. There's no yoga studios. There's.
Might be
I
an
mean,
opportunity.
That's what I've been
When you get
saying.
your
all
yoga
along.
certificate.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe
about
so.
it.
We'll
But there's
see.
no way. But what you live in Forest Acres, there's no way you're coming to the
I'm
Northeast.
downtown.
Or you're downtown.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like for the right reasons, I would come, but
It's
Yeah.
kind of the suburbs.
it's
It's like when you get married and settle down, move out to the
I
Northeast.
don't even know if I would be willing to move then, but that's not.
Really?
Really?
We'll see.
You don't want a yard, do you? Do you like a yard?
I like a yard. I don't want to do the yard work.
Yeah. Are
I
you
do
into
like-
plants?
I love plants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
have,
plants
like,
too.
I'm good with indoor plants. Like I love the greenery. My favorite color is green, so
Nice.
plants make me happy. My mom is obsessed with plants too. I remember one time my dad and I, we were walking around the house like picking on her, and we stopped at 180 plants indoors.
Wow.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a
What?
full-time job.
it is. I'm like, this is what you can do when you retire. You can
Right.
like open a nursery.
And an
And wait
average
for my
plant is what?
nursery.
An average plant is what, like $30?
Yeah.
So we're
But then
talking
you get into,
$6,000 worth of plants.
Then you got to feed them. You got all kinds of other
They're
stuff that
constantly
happens.
dying and getting
Soil. Yeah.
replaced.
Essentially, the plants growing up were my siblings.
Yeah.
'Cause
Did you name them?
No.
Oh, we didn't.
I have a name for my plants in my house.
Yeah, you got to.
They're all rappers.
Nowadays. Really?
Really?
Like
Yeah.
Tupac, Biggie.
Biggies. I have Biggie and Smalls.
We have a
I have
Beyonce and
Kanye
Jay-Z.
West, and then I have Drake.
Really?
Nice.
You need a little Wayne and a T-Pain. That'll be, if I ever have to get you a gift, it'll be a T-Pain
Yeah, when
plant.
I get I'm refreshing my outdoor space right now. So
Yeah.
maybe I'll name them.
Yeah.
I'll let you
We have
guys know.
Figgy Azalea. We have
I love
Jay-Z and Beyonce.
That's cool.
Kind of based
Really?
on, yeah. One's called like an easy plant or something. So that was Jay-Z. And then
Easy.
Beyonce was like the hair, like kind of looked like her hair.
I love that.
And
How
you
do
know,
you guys feel about Beyonce going country?
I'm kind of into it.
Yeah.
I say finally.
I'm not mad about it.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if her album is out yet. I'm like terrible with music. Like I listen to the same things over and over
Same.
and over.
Well, part of it is I can't hear the words. Like I'm not one of those people that you hear the song and I have to make up my own words
Yeah.
to it. Like I'll get a couple so it sounds somewhat normal, but then the rest, I think I'm just listening to I don't even know what the other part's called. The melody, harmony,
don't
musical,
know.
I don't know, the
instrument.
chorus.
Yeah,
the
that's
beats.
not my strong
It's like
suit,
yeah,
music.
because it's all based on energy for me. I think like
Mhm.
what's the energy of the song versus what it's saying.
Yeah.
I don't get into the like into my feels.
Yeah, going back to morning routine, I do always have like some Zen music playing in the background.
Like bowls or something.
I have like a Spotify playlist. It's called Morning,
But-
Positive Morning.
What do
It's
I mean by
just-
bowls?
Like-
The sound.
the sound
chimes.
healing, yeah. Well, some of them
Frequencies
have
are-
that. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
the different frequency music.
I
don't
feel like
know.
you should film your morning routine.
I have a few
Do you have a
reels of my.
couple?
Yeah, I need to. I haven't really.
They're quick though. There's so
just
many things.
Yeah.
It just has the time, 4:20 a.m.
I know. I should. I'm thinking about it, but
I
It's
need a
more
Zen
work.
morning routine. I think I'm too like, yeah.
I know. I need an amp up one.
you should.
He needs an amp up.
Why- have you ever
I-
seen Entourage, the movie Entourage?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
think so.
Entourage,
Oh.
like what about the TV show?
It was a TV show, and then
Yeah.
they made a
I
movie.
feel like
about
I
it.
watched like an
on
episode or
HBO.
so, and I just never. I don't really watch TV either. I watch The Housewives, and that's it.
Nice.
That's my.
You don't watch The Bachelor.
What about Vanderpump?
No, I didn't really get into Vanderpump.
Really?
Yeah, I do
Interesting.
The Housewives of Atlanta, Potomac,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
yeah,
There's too many of them.
yeah, it's too much. It's like also it just like I'll stay up late because I'm that person. I can't just watch a show and wait till next week.
You got to get.
I have to sit and like do the complete opposite of being productive. So
That's not so. When you're talking to a guy, if he has a certain type of music, what's a red flag?
Yeah, let's hit some red flags on guys.
Yeah, good. Yeah, maybe let's just
Just
go
in
top
general.
3 red flags.
Smoker.
Oh, absolutely not. I
Gonzo.
have asthma, so that's not gonna work.
Nice.
Doesn't work out.
If he doesn't work out,
Automatically
Um,
gone.
if he
Doesn't-
doesn't have a good relationship with his family, I think that's a red
Nice.
flag for me. And also like the type of friends that he has, because I feel like it's easy. Like
Yeah.
like the people that you hang around with, those are like the combination
Big-
of essentially who
big
you
deal.
are.
Cheated on ex-girlfriends.
Yeah,
Red flag.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, who admits to cheating?
Couple scumbags too.
I think most people
Yeah.
would.
I don't think I've never. Maybe they just.
They've already
want-
lied once. There's a lot of
They're
them
lying,
continue.
yeah.
Yeah,
You already.
yeah. I've never had anybody admit to that. So, yeah,
You
those
just
are
have
the
to
red
ask
flags.
directly instead.
What about smell?
Or ask
Smells
somebody.
all like hygiene.
Mm.
I'm
So
really
big.
big because I like my shower is that shower that has all the things in it. So I'm really big on like, you don't have, just don't be smelly. I guess
You don't have to
just-
smell good. You just can't smell bad.
I love a nice cologne, but
Mhm.
You don't want to be too over the top.
don't
with
be too.
cologne.
I don't want to like walk in and people be like, oh my god, so and so's here. Like I've seen guys that are like that. I'm like coughing after I hug them. Just something chill.
What
like,
was
not
your-
too much?
What was your longest relationship?
3 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did we think it was the one for a little bit?
like a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old were you? 21
I was
to
20
24.
I was 22. I had just got done with grad school or undergrad.
Yep.
So that was interesting. It was almost like I couldn't really put my energy. I was just trying to get my master's
Right.
at that point. So I think if I had more time and clarity to figure out what was going on, I probably would have left a little earlier. But it was cool while it lasted.
The dating world just seems so weird to me, and I
It
haven't
is
been in
really
it for
weird.
a long time. But the internet side of it, where everyone kind of knows anything about you before you even meet them,
Yeah.
Yes,
and
yeah.
they know who you know before you even meet them,
absolutely.
and then they know everything that you're into. Like they've seen every photo of you
Yeah.
before.
No, I definitely think that. I think it's just the accessibility.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not a bad thing, but it's also like, what do you talk about on your first date? You know?
Right.
So
What do you talk about on your first date?
first of all, let's make sure we are clearing those red flags that I talked about. I'll probably ask some questions to make sure.
Oh, you're just gonna
Yeah.
rapid fire
Yeah.
questions.
You just slide a piece of paper over. Check these.
Can I
if
see
they
your resume
apply.
quick? I'm gonna check it for spelling
Yeah.
errors.
I don't normally ask a lot of questions though. I like to see because I'm in grad school. I actually used to work at Bourbon, so I'm really big on like how you treat like your waiter. Do you tip?
Mm-hmm.
You know, are you?
Do you put your shopping cart back? You got to take them on a grocery store.
all of those.
Go to Trader Joe's and do a grocery shopping
Yeah.
tour.
Yes.
Oh,
That's how you
Tom.
find
So
out.
What
when,
do you put in your cart?
Yes,
Just like
that's
snacks
also
or
good.
fruit.
I'll give Tom a shout out. When he was single, he went
I had
through
a glimpse of singleness.
Yes, it was a year, but his protocol, he treated it like a full blown marketing campaign,
I like that.
and it just his baseline was I need every
I had my
single
list.
female between this age and this age in Colombia needs to know that I'm single.
Yep.
And that was just the baseline. And everyone he would meet, if he was single right now, here's what he would say to you: hey, can you text all of your friends right
Yeah.
now? Anybody that's single, just snap
Just
a
throw a
quick
couple
photo of me
feelers
and
out
just
there.
send them out
You
there.
never
Yeah.
know. You never
And
know
it was
who you know, right?
it was
Never know.
literally thousands and thousands of people.
Maybe that's
knew.
what I need to do.
I think we need to run a campaign for it. I think we could do it.
Maybe.
He would go to
We're gonna
like
do a-
every friend. Like imagine if you took all your friends and were like,
Uh-huh.
hey, just post something quick about me saying, this is my friend.
Make sure you
She's
tag me.
amazing.
Me-
She's looking for the one. And all of your friends were posting it. You would be everywhere. And every single guy would be like,
It came,
All right.
and it came from the most unlike, like the one person that I thought, like, there's no way. One of our friends, he's 50 years old, and he's from New York. He moved here like with his wife, who's
Mhm.
40, and I was 37, I think, during that time. But he's like, yeah, send me a couple photos of you. I might have some people in mind. And I'm like, Jim, I'm not sending you photos. Like he was the one person like, I'm not sending you photos. Like who would you have like a
but meanwhile,
Rolodex at home?
meanwhile, he's asked, we were at a party and he asked probably 50 people, like, hey, just
He's
take a quick
exa-
photo of
he's
me. I know you got some
exaggerating.
friends. I don't think I'm exaggerating.
He's exaggerating.
Because if he came up to you and was like, "Hey, I just need you to like take a photo of me and send it out to all your friends," you'd probably be like, "That's kind of fun. All right, I'll do it."
Yeah, I'm like, okay, that's different.
yeah.
So then Jim offered.
So then, yeah. So
you didn't
then
ask
Jim,
him.
so then one of my other friends sent him pictures of me was like, and his financial, like who he used for financial stuff knew my now wife, who was 31. I don't know, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So, and it was just like a quick, like, hey, he sent me photos of her, and I was like, yeah, Jim, like, where did you, like, within 24 hours, it was like, do you
He was
just have
working really
women?
hard.
Yeah, I was like, do you just have women in your phone? Like, he's a married for a long time guy that's older, and it worked.
And,
I like
and
that.
the funny
I
part
went on
is,
one date, like my official one date. I mean, I called a ton of people for like, what do you do? Do you hug? Do you handshake? Do I get there early? Do I buy 2
Yes.
drinks? I mean, I went through the whole thing. I didn't know what I was doing.
Oh goodness, it's not that hard.
the overthought of the
was-
hug was
oh,
the
God.
best. It was like, don't. It was like,
And
oh, how do you know if you hug? Oh yeah, you should hug her. He's like, well, what if she puts out her hand?
She
just
just
hug
hug
her
her.
anyway. Well, what if she's sitting and she doesn't stand up? Do I side hug her?
Right. There's a lot
That's
that
fair,
I went through.
yeah.
And then I was supposed to be there early. She got there early. So
Yeah,
I
a
like,
lot of girls like to do that.
on the drive, I was like,
because-
what do I do
I
now?
know.
Like walking in, like sometimes it's awkward.
Mhm.
And he was gonna order her a
Especially
drink in
if they're-
advance.
Yeah, I was
you
going
know,
to.
not expecting a 5'8" girl with heels.
Right. And my
Which
wife is
she
5'8"
is 5'8" with
heels.
heels and
Great.
wears heels.
Yeah,
Yes.
so it worked out. But yeah,
Yes.
sometimes that can be awkward. I have a friend when she was dating, she would get there early because she was like really clumsy. She didn't want to fall. like, 'cause she was
Walking in,
nervous.
the
Yeah.
walk-in.
Yeah. So she would always get there early and
Yeah.
just,
Really?
yeah.
I'll tell you what, because that's a moment. That's your
Yeah.
first. That's your
Yeah.
first. Like, am I feeling it or
Impression.
not?
Yeah. It's like the reveal on
And
like the Love Is Blind when they open the curtains.
Right.
Oh, even though you already knew what they look like.
Right.
I hope so. But
Yeah. If you've been creeping, you should know what they look
yeah,
like.
I think so.
And then I guess, yeah, I think that might be my anxiety. I never thought I had anxiety, but I think my anxiety is like,
Overthinking.
yeah, and like preparedness. Like, I want to know all the scenarios so that I can run them and be like, okay,
Yeah.
like, oh my God, she held eye contact for way too long on the walk-in. This is weird. And then, then I'm
No.
right. Well, what do? You do a quick like eye contact, then maybe kind of a look down and then then come back up. I guess it depends on how far the walk is.
Yeah.
You would go to the bathroom every hour
Just
and
pretend
do
like you're on your
send a Marco
phone.
Polo and be
plan-
like, oh, I'm killing it. She just
Just
loves
pretend like
me.
you're on your phone.
The plan was to have like 1 to 2 drinks.
hmm
And then let's see, because this was my first ever date. So it turned into 8 drinks. And I'm
Oh.
like FaceTiming and sending these guys video. Like, my friends are getting all these videos of me like, I'm crushing.
I love it. That's so
And then
sweet.
here's where that story came from. The next day, then I met her at Trader Joe's. And this was kind of during the mask time, which I wasn't a fan of masks. So I did the shield. Nobody's
Mm.
wearing shields. So everybody's wearing masks at Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
And so I brought her a shield and we walked around and turns out like she was so uncomfortable because she doesn't like when people like look at her as like standing out. I was like, no, we don't like, why are we hiding our faces? Let's just wear
Yeah.
the shield. And then she was shopping for her home, like her new home party. I don't know what it was.
Housewarming.
Housewarming. That's what I was looking for. So then we got all kinds of stuff. It was nice. It was a nice little,
That's cool.
Yeah, we're looking at hosting a big dating
Yeah.
show.
we're
It's
gathering
like
people.
a
right now. We're
reality
gathering
TV
talent.
show for Columbia.
I'm
We got you on
scared.
the list.
Okay.
Yeah, Rami.
Oh,
Rami,
yeah.
do you know Rami Shalabi?
He's a lawyer.
Shalabi? Yeah, he's a lawyer.
Mm.
Yeah, you guys might be good together. Actually,
Oh,
I'll
let's
fire
hear
him
it.
a quick photo
How,
of you.
how tall,
after.
how tall is he?
Good point. I don't
remember.
know. Well, what's the lowest number?
Good point.
That would
I
work.
don't really have a lowest number.
5'2",
Uh,
4'8". There's no way.
Oh,
4'8".
God.
There's
You're a full foot taller.
Yeah, that's definitely a no.
plus
Yeah.
6 inches in heels.
I think like if we're the same height, that's cool.
Mhm.
'Cause I'm a sneaker girly too.
Yeah.
Even though I
Yeah.
love to dress up, I also have a nice
Yeah, I think
casual
that's
vibe.
What do you wear with a rope? Sandals?
Slippers.
You go
Barefoot?
slippers.
Yeah,
Oh.
the UGG slippers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those are my
Hard
favorite.
bottoms?
Yeah.
Yeah. Indoor,
I have
outdoor.
2 pair. I have one that I only wear inside.
Yeah.
I have a pair that I keep by the door. If I need to walk out, I'll slide those on.
Nice.
So if people want to follow you, maybe tell everybody what your Instagram is so that they can go follow you.
My Instagram is KB Frinks, and
No
I'm on
underscore.
TikTok.
There's no underscore, right?
No.
Yeah.
Are you doing
Just-
dances on TikTok?
No,
Not
I don't.
yet.
I use the same content on my Instagram as
Yeah.
TikTok just to make it easier, but I'm also not that consistent on TikTok, so
Mhm.
it's fun. But
And then who should people be reaching out to if they want your tech program in their schools in South Carolina? How will that work? How will you get
Um,
it into the schools?
well, that's a good question. I definitely think, sending an email. My email is kbfranks@icloud.com. Sending me an email telling me that you heard about it from here. I would love to get it in.
So would it be it would be teachers or it would be a principal or who would the person
usually
be?
like a technology director, teachers as well.
Yeah.
Because I know when I taught, I was a lead teacher, so I would bring things to my principal just because I was on the leadership team.
Yeah.
So it really just depends. We don't discriminate.
Because coding and building websites, everybody should be able to know
It's
how to
really
do right now
important.
if they're coming up.
Yeah, like one of our modules is like you have to build, like you have a pizzeria, so you're building a chatbot, like using
We
yeah.
need that.
yeah, essentially like business owners, like if they don't have a person in their office to answer the phone, like, hey, what time are you guys open? Like use the chatbot. Like kids are building that, which is
that's
really
cool.
cool. So
All right. And then anybody in Columbia that you think we should have on the show or that would be really fun to have?
let's see. That's a good question. I think 2 people. My friend Alex, she is the owner of Alexander Madison Weddings. Her energy is great. She's like a party and a big bubble of party
In a wedding dress. Nice.
in a wedding dress. Let's see who else. I don't know. That's a good question. I'll get
That's
back
okay.
to
You
you.
can tell us after.
I have
Yeah.
so many amazing people, and I'm like, I don't know.
That I know. You're
like
somehow
it's-
we just know. Somehow we knew about. I mean, it's we've never had this before where we just knew about you, but we had no clue what you do.
No,
Other than Anna Van Duzer, who's kind of like you, where she has 9 different things that she's doing, and you're
Yeah.
not quite exactly sure.
Yeah.
And then her day job is something totally different.
yeah, I think it's important to like have something. Like for me, like I think growing up, or going to college, like I struggled with like, what am I going to do? Like, am I going to go to law school? Am I going to go to med school? Am I going to do this route? It's like, I think I'm at a place where everything that I've done is kind of like meshed together
Yeah.
Cool.
in a sense, you know, like I do marketing for my company, but I also essentially market myself too, which is, you know,
Right.
Yeah.
Any big brands in Colombia that you want to work with?
let's see.
Because you put the name out here, and they're going to
Oh,
hear
they're gonna be
this.
flooding.
Everyone's listening to this.
Goodness. You know, I really love Copeland's on Forest Drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of their brands. I love everything that they have in that store. Honestly, any local, like I am a big cheerleader of anything locally. So I'm open to, you know, working with anybody as long as it aligns with my brand. Like any fashion boutiques, like I don't discriminate, and I try to support locally as much as I can, just because I know how important that is to do.
Right.
But yeah, any local boutiques.
Slate. Do you ever go to Slate on Divine?
I love Slate. It's
Yeah.
one of my favorite
Is it?
boutiques. Yeah.
My niece works there.
Does she? It's really
And
funny. I had a
loves it.
friend. She was like, she messaged me. She was like, "You need to work with them." So maybe
I'll
send them a pitch.
I'll send
or
an
you
email
could
for you.
give that plug. Yeah, that would be great.
Okay, cool. Well, we appreciate you being on here.
Awesome.
Thank you so
Thanks for
much.
having me,
Yeah,
guys.
man.
This was fun.
Here
We're here for the health of it.
for the health of it.